I'm proud to announce our user spotlight is Brooke Kenney with the South Carolina's network of children advocacy centers. She is an executive secretary and one of the leading spears behind their conference tracker setup. And I'm actually very proud to say that I actually attended their event this year as on-site support, and me and Brooke got the pleasure of being able to run the registration desk together and sell raffle tickets, which was a very fun experience. But with that, I'll go ahead and turn things over to her, and she can tell us more about their organization and how they use CT.
Thank you, Garrett. Let me try to share my screen. Share my screen. All right, can you guys see it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Brooke Kenney, and I am actually the administrative director here at the South Carolina Network of Children's Advocacy Centers. So I come with almost a decade of nonprofit work. More specifically, I've been in this role for December will be 5 years here at the South Carolina Network of Children's Advocacy Centers. A little bit about me. I've been married to my husband for 8 years. We have a 6-year-old daughter, and we have a big old 98-pound black lab named Pierce, who is named after a fire truck because my husband is a firefighter. While I do absolutely love my professional work and I am very passionate about it, being a mom and a wife are my favorite. So what we do here at the South Carolina Network, we are the accredited state chapter of the National Children's Alliance. We are the umbrella organization for the 17 primary children's advocacy centers and the 12 satellite children's advocacy centers that serve the children and families of South Carolina who have been physically and or sexually abused. While we do not provide direct services, we do provide training, funding, legal support, and technical assistance to our CACs who do have their feet on the ground, providing those direct services to our most vulnerable families. So what we needed from Conference Tracker, well, let me just start. We used Conference Tracker this year back in April, end of April, beginning of May for our first annual Seaside Symposium in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where we, the South Carolina and the North Carolina chapters, hosted a phenomenal joint conference for our professionals. We needed a one-stop shop for online registration, invoicing, payments, attendance management, evaluations, and certificates. As Garrett mentioned, we did have him on site with us, and I was able to thoroughly learn the system with him. And we had a great time, and we are very excited to be using the Conference Tracker again for our second annual joint Seaside Symposium that is coming up in 2025 at the end of May. So what the South Carolina Network of Children's Advocacy Centers found most helpful was, number one, Garrett. He has been absolutely amazing through the whole process and showing me and my executive director all the tips and tricks. We were able to quickly gather information from our attendees and speakers ahead of time. We were able to disseminate presentations and handouts to our attendees so they could follow along during the sessions. Push notifications. If I can talk about one thing, it is push notifications. We were able to let our attendees, speakers, exhibitors, anybody who was at the conference, we were able to let them know about everything we had going on during the conference, including, as Garrett mentioned, our raffle tickets. We ended up making a lot of money for that. But we had a great time. Those push notifications were actually fun. We made them fun. But then also what else we found most helpful was we were able to build forms and evaluations that went out to our attendees. We had set it up to where our attendees could only get their certificate for their continuing education credits if they filled out all of the evaluations for their sessions. So we were able to make sure that they had those through the app. And then lastly, we were able to disseminate info about the symposium to attendees and speakers before the first day, so before our conference started. And Garrett, that is all that I have.
And that's awesome, Brooke. Like I said, I was very proud to be able to do this with you guys. This, as a child who, you know, was raised in an abusive situation, it was amazing to see just a joint effort of everyone coming together to help the kids and families that are going through these things. And as a CT rep, I am amazed to have been able to have seen this in person at your very first event with CT and just see what a success that we were able to make this for you guys. But with that, I want to thank you for coming out, especially Brooke. I want to thank all of our attendees. If anybody has any questions for either myself about CT, for Brooke about what she does in their organization, feel free to drop those in chat. Of course, if you need any additional help, if you have any specific questions to your upcoming event, feel free to email me at conftrack@engineerica.com. Or of course, if you're a prospective client and you want to use CT for your first upcoming event, feel free to email Chad. His email is there on screen, chadb@engineerica.com. But with that, let me go ahead and take a look at our questions, and we'll see if we have anything with us today. So I do have one question here. Where can we see what attendee has used what coupon code? And that is a great question. We do have a couple exports in the system that deal directly with the registration for both attendees and exhibitors. And almost all of them, I'd say 3 out of the 4 that are available, have a column that will specifically tell you which coupon code was used, what the discount was, just so you can filter those through really quickly and get a good idea of who used what code and when. Let's see here. And I think that's about all the questions we have. So of course, like I said, if anybody has any questions and I just wasn't able to get to them in time, feel free to shoot me an email. We'd love to hear from you. And of course, we do these webinars the 3rd Tuesday of every month at 1 p.m. Eastern. So with that, thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you same time, same place next month.
Bye. Thank you, Garrett.
Of course. Everyone have a great week.